What's going on, guys? Oh my Godzilla, back here with another Godzilla figure review. Guys, today we're taking a look at the Bandai Movie Monsters series Manda 2004 from Godzilla Final Wars. Let's jump right in.
Oh my god!
Alrighty, guys, so we are back with our 2004 Final Wars Manda. First thing we're going to do is go ahead and take a look at that tag. He's wrapped around the, I think that was the Gotengo from Final Wars. I think that's the name of that ship. And a pretty good crisp image, all things considered, considering his screen time was very limited in the movie. You got Manda 2004, the Godzilla 2023 logo. There is your centerfold, a cool picture of Manda on that right side. And the back, you kind of have the back of Manda's head in the black section there. Godzilla Final Wars, Movie Monster Series. All those goodies. Let's get this guy sleeved. Alrighty, there we are, nice and protected. Of course, we have the thing blocking Amanda's face, so that's going to be nice for all of eternity. But anyways, guys, moving into the figure. So, I'm honestly a little bit back and forth on my overall thoughts on this guy, because the face, let's start with the face. The head and face sculpt looks pretty darn awesome. Our teeth are not individually sculpted, but the paint is very accurate, giving it a pretty decent look between that red and white contrast. The eyes from a side profile look pretty good. However, if you turn him, looks a little bit goofy. Just between all the teeth and the mouth and the face shape, everything. Get a little bit of goofy, but it's not that bad. So the side of the face profile, head sculpt, awesome. If the head sculpt is any sign of the rest of this figure, we're in for a treat. However, not so much. Immediately we can tell they've neglected to paint part of these horns. They could have painted all the way up to here. The horns are much, if you even just look at the tag, they're way longer, way more, differently sculpted. Not that I expected them to be crazy perfect on this figure. And then the paint on the backs of these spines, they gave up so early. They painted 4 of these things. Like how many of these along the rest of the back there are that are just unpainted. So that's definitely a bummer for sure. The front arms, they look okay. The tops of the claws are painted all right. They definitely bled the paint into the top of the hands pretty well. I don't know if that was intentionally or not. But detail-wise, this guy does look decent. I like the little, he's got kind of his little frillies on the back of the arm. He's got some side things going on. I don't know the anatomy of this guy. But the scales look okay. I just wish we got a little more paint thrown in here. Like, how much cooler would this look if there was like a little bit of some streaks going down him? Just anything to give us a little bit of something going on. The bottom of him is very underwhelming, just that straight color going through the whole time. It actually looks like it's a different color on this piece than this piece. You can definitely tell there's a little bit of a contrast there. Guys, the back legs on this figure, I don't know why. They look off. I know they're probably accurate enough, I guess. I don't even know. But they straight up look like they're on backwards. Like, I guess he's supposed to crawl, like, with his knees pointing backwards. I'm trying to even remember, honestly, guys. It's a weird... It just looks so weird, and it literally looks like they're on backwards with those... With his feet and claws pointing up instead of down. Like, it almost looks like if we could spin this thing, if this guy had any articulation, other than this one piece on the neck, if this piece was articulated, it would almost make more sense the feet upside down. But obviously, that wouldn't make sense for the rest of this tail. You got some more of the frillies going on along the back of the tail. Obviously, some more unpainted spikes. Like, I wish we had gotten those painted. And even the ones that are painted, look how lazily they were painted. First of all, the backs of them, see if we can get to focus. The backs of these spikes are not painted. And then the tops of them, they just, almost like they just set it to a dot setting and just blasted each side. Because there's so much spillage on this thing. It doesn't necessarily look bad, but you can tell it was just kind of them getting away with being lazy. Guys, moving into articulation, like I said earlier, that is it. You got one piece of articulation. No, the arms are not articulated. I wish they had done some articulation, at least here, because when he sits, he's a little low. I wish we could articulate those arms and kind of use them to prop him up a little bit. Or articulate these back legs also and get him actually standing up kind of off the ground. But instead he just kind of has to balance on his back feet and his chin. Like, the front arms are not even on the ground. So, definitely some interesting vibes from this figure. I definitely am glad we got a Final Wars Manda, and, sitting him on your shelf, kind of like, let the tag prop up, let his face be visible. He looks pretty darn decent, because the tag is crisp and cool, and the head sculpt, like I said, guys, is great. So, all things considered, glad we picked him up, glad they did one, but I definitely wish they had not been so, just cut so many corners on this guy. It's definitely a little bit disappointing the way Bandai did this guy, because they could have given him so much more detail and stuff. This head almost could be articulated. They just could have given us a little bit more. I feel like this figure was definitely delivered a little lazily. Guys, let's get into a couple size comparisons here. Okay, guys, so the first comparison I wanted to do is with the 2023 Final Wars Godzilla that basically came out in alongside this guy. So, in terms of, length, Manda's obviously going to be longer, but obviously Godzilla's, taller, wider, everything else. These two never really encountered each other. Obviously, I could do some figuring out if I wanted to look up, exact measurements and figure out how big each of them are compared to the Gotengo, but this sizing, I'm not that interested in that. This sizing is fine for me. They scale all right. It'd be cool if they give us like a little Amanda, even in more of like a curly Q pose, kind of like that. So he could kind of sit and kind of spiral up like a snake almost. That'd be cool. But there's Godzilla Final Wars and Manda. Also wanted to show him off next to the new Final Wars Hedorah. Same kind of deal. There's the length. Obviously, Hedorah is going to have a much smaller tail. But that's about it. I just wanted to show him off next to that guy. Guys, last but not least, scaling-wise, I wanted to do the singular point Manda because this is the only other really Manda-type thing I have. So, check out the sides of the head. Obviously, the singular point Manda is a huge, different... they took the design in a totally different way. Definitely made him a little more eel-ish and did some other stuff. Lengths-wise, guys, they are pretty much gonna be exactly the same. So that's definitely interesting. But there's your Final Wars Manda versus the singular point Manda. So guys, there you have it, the Godzilla Final Wars Manda 2004 figure from Bandai in their Movie Monster series. Guys, let me know your thoughts on this figure in the comments below. Definitely glad I picked it up, but definitely obviously has some lackluster areas. So guys, let me know your thoughts on this guy in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see ya in the next one.